Welcome back to Inspired Talks. Tonight, I want to share a story that feels like mine, and maybe it feels like yours too. Title: The Smile I Forgot. A story about chasing perfection, losing joy, and rediscovering the simple meaning of happiness. 1. The beginning of the rush. Arif had always been the golden boy. Good grades, dream job, high salary, the kind of life people pointed to and said, he made it. But somewhere between success and satisfaction, he forgot how to smile. He laughed at jokes, clicked pictures at parties, posted motivational quotes. But every night he came home to silence that felt heavier than loneliness. He told himself, once I achieve a little more, I'll be happy. But a little more never ended. 2. The perfect life that wasn't. He bought a new apartment overlooking the city. He filled it with things: art pieces, designer furniture, awards. Everything except people. Every morning he stared at the mirror, adjusted his tie, and whispered, "You're living the dream." But the reflection didn't believe him. Deep down, he missed the noise of his old home. His mother's humming, his father's silly jokes, the warmth of a home that wasn't perfect, but real. 3. The breaking point. One Friday evening, Arif was scheduled to receive a national award for excellence in innovation. Everyone expected him to give a powerful speech, but minutes before the event, he saw a little boy outside the auditorium, selling balloons in the rain. The boy's clothes were torn, his feet were bare, but his eyes glowed with joy as he ran behind every car, laughing. Arif couldn't look away. When the ceremony began, Arif stood on stage holding his trophy. But all he could see in his mind was that child, drenched, shivering, yet smiling like he owned the world. That night, the applause echoed in his head, but didn't fill the emptiness in his heart. 4. The mirror talks back. Days passed, but the image of the boy haunted him. He started questioning everything. Why am I not happy? What am I running after? He looked around his apartment. So clean, so quiet, so cold. No laughter, no chaos, no life. That's when he realized he had traded happiness for achievement. He had built walls so tall that even joy couldn't find a way in. 5. The call from home. One Sunday morning, his mother called after months. She said, "You sound tired, Beta. When are you coming home?" He replied automatically, "Soon, Ma." But she said softly, "You've been saying soon for 3 years now." That one line hit him like thunder. He booked a train ticket the same evening. 6. The return. As he entered his childhood home, he was greeted by smells of turmeric, soap, and memories. His mother hugged him so tightly it almost hurt, the kind of pain that heals. At dinner, his father cracked his old jokes again. Arif laughed so hard that his stomach hurt. The first real laugh in years. Later that night, his mom said, "You look like my Arif again." And he realized happiness wasn't something to chase. It was something you returned to. 7. The old friend. The next morning, Arif went for a walk in his old neighborhood. He met his childhood friend Ria, now a school teacher, covered in chalk dust but glowing with peace. They sat on a bench near the park, reminiscing. When he asked, "You could have earned much more with your degree. Don't you regret it?" She smiled. "I earn enough to live, and I sleep with a smile. Isn't that enough?" That line stayed with him. I sleep with a smile. He hadn't done that in years. 8. The rediscovery. Arif decided to slow down. He took a sabbatical from work and started volunteering at a local children's center, teaching them creativity, storytelling, and basic computer skills. First, it felt strange. Then one day, a little girl ran up to him, showing her drawing. A big sun and 2 smiling stick figures. "This is you and me," she said proudly. Arif felt something inside him melt. That quiet, forgotten happiness that doesn't come from success, but from connection. 9. The new meaning of success. Months later, Arif returned to the city, but not to chase anything. He restructured his company's culture, making it more human, more alive. Fridays became Happy Fridays, where no one worked and everyone laughed, shared stories, and just breathed. He realized that productivity without peace is just punishment. One of his team members once told him, "Sir, you seem different these days." He smiled and said, "I just remembered how to live." 10. The speech of a lifetime. A year later, Ariv was invited to speak at a global summit on success and well-being. He walked onto the stage. No suit, no rehearsed speech, just truth. He said, "We spend half our lives trying to be important, and the other half trying to feel happy. But what's the point of reaching the top if joy doesn't follow you there? Happiness isn't a goal, it's a choice. In every small moment you decide to feel alive." The audience rose in applause. Some clapped, some cried, but everyone understood. 11. The small things. Back home, Ariv adopted a stray puppy, started painting again, and visited his parents every weekend. His social media shifted from awards to sunsets, from success posts to laughter clips with his dog. He didn't need validation anymore, he had peace. One night, while watching the stars with his mom, she said, "See, Beta, stars don't compare who shines brighter. They just shine." He smiled. "That's happiness, isn't it?" She nodded. 12. The ending. Years later, Ariv's company became globally known, not for profits, but for its happiness culture. Employees worked less but smiled more. They called it the Ariv Way. In an interview, when asked, "What's your biggest achievement?" he replied, "Learning that happiness isn't a destination, it's the path itself." He looked into the camera and added, "You don't have to be perfect to be happy, you just have to be present." Blossom moral: happiness doesn't come when life is perfect. It comes when you stop waiting for it to be. You can own the world and still feel empty, or you can own a smile and feel complete. Choose the smile. Every story has a lesson, but only a few listeners carry it forward. If this one inspired you even a little, hit like. And if you believe in becoming your best version, subscribe. That's where all our stories begin. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Love you.